You ever hear about an amusement ride so strange? It feels like it wasn't built, but summoned? This is the story of a water slide that showed up one morning at a Florida water park. No blueprints, no construction crew, just a giant black slide that riders never came out of. Some say it's an urban legend. Others, they know someone who vanished there. Today I'll tell you about the most terrifying summer of my life. The year I worked at that park and watched the abyss claim its victims, one by one. In the summer of 2022, I worked maintenance at a water park just off the interstate in Central Florida. You've probably driven past places like it, chipping paint on the wave pool walls, a giant sun-faded mascot waving from a rusty sign, and the smell of fried dough hanging thick in the air. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills. I'd show up early, check the pumps, unclog snack bar drains, and try not to think about how many Band-Aids were floating in the lazy river. But that summer felt different. Were bigger, louder. There was a kind of electricity in the air, and it was all because of one thing. Management had been teasing a new attraction for weeks. No one had seen it yet. No photos, no sneak peeks, just a banner draped over the entrance of a construction zone. Coming soon, the abyss. No one knew where it came from, and none of us were ready for what it would do. The abyss opened on a Saturday. Hot, humid, packed with families on vacation. I remember seeing the line stretch from the base of the tower all the way past the snack stands. Parents filming, kids bouncing in excitement, lifeguards trying to keep order. The slide itself was strange, unlike anything we had in the park. Jet black. No visible seams. It towered above everything else, twisting high into the sky like a serpent made of glassy obsidian. No colorful branding, no fun name or cartoon mascot, just a small metal plaque bolted to the tower stairs that read, "One ride, one thrill, forever." I was standing nearby when the first rider went up. Just a teenage kid, probably 16. He laughed, gave a thumbs up to his friend's phone camera, and disappeared down the slide. We waited for the splash, but it never came. 5 minutes passed, then 10. I checked the exit pool myself. Still empty. Staff radioed in a possible blockage, but there was no clog. The kid was just gone. And yet the line didn't stop. More kids climbed the tower, one by testing delay. But we weren't fools. We were watching people go up that tower and never come down. No screams, no splashes, no signs of malfunction. Guests started whispering. Parents paced near the splash pool, waiting for their kids. One mother started crying when her daughter didn't return after 10 minutes. Security told her she must have exited through another slide. But we only had the one. By sunset, they closed the abyss with zero explanation. Not even a sign. Just ropes and a bored teenager stationed at the bottom saying it was temporarily down for cleaning. The next day, it was open again, as if nothing had happened. Line just as long, and once again, no one came out. I asked the lifeguard at the bottom how many people had come through. She looked at me, dead pale, and said, "None. Not since the first ride. I couldn't sleep that night. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I kept seeing their faces. Kids, teens, even a couple who went in holding hands. All of them gone. I had to know the truth. So I cornered the park manager after closing. The guy was usually smug, always talking about quarterly goals and crowd metrics. But that night, he looked like he hadn't slept in days. We didn't build it, he told me. It wasn't there. And then it was. I thought he was joking, but he showed me the original site plans. There was never any construction scheduled. No permits filed. No contractors hired. The abyss wasn't even on the map. He said it appeared overnight. No tracks, no parts, just there. Perfectly assembled. The crew we sent to inspect it walked out pale and refused to ever go back up. One of them quit on the spot. I asked why it wasn't torn down. He looked me dead in the eye and said, "Because it's bringing in numbers, huge numbers, and corporate says not to touch it." He didn't care about safety, only clicks, posts, and profits. I wanted to quit right then, but I needed proof. I needed to see it for myself. That night I broke into the tower. No alarms, no locks, just a quiet staircase leading up into the dark. As I climbed, the air got warmer, sticky, almost like it was breathing. The smell wasn't chlorine. It was metallic and rotting. The slide entrance loomed at the top like a mouth. Up close, it didn't look like plastic or fiberglass. It pulsed, just slightly, like skin under stress. I leaned in just to listen. That's when I heard them. Voices, faint real. Crying, screaming, some even laughing, all layered over each other, as if echoing from miles away. And then I heard something else. Chewing, wet, slow. Something was inside that slide. Feeding. I didn't go in. I should have run. But I couldn't move. I just stood there, paralyzed by the realization. This slide wasn't a ride. It was a trap, a doorway to somewhere else, or something else. I reported it. No one believed me. I left the park the next morning, never went back, but the abyss is still there, closed off, guarded, waiting, and every few months, someone slips past security. They ride it, and like all the others, they never come out.